Happy Friday, everybody. And I hope y'all had a great weekend. Welcome to the May 30th, 2024 edition of CP Sports. Chris here, as always, joined by my buddy and co host, Mike.
Hey, yo, what's up, guys? What's going on?
So, Mike, the NBA Finals are right around the corner, and Boston's getting some rest once again, much like they have all postseason. This time ending it in 4 rather than 5, like their last 2 series. It wasn't pretty, though. Most of Boston's conference finals games came down to the wire against a banged up Pacers. The Celtics went into this thing as pretty much the team to beat, and it still seems that way, but everyone of their postseason opponents are dealing with injuries, or were dealing with injuries.
Yeah, it. I think it's probably the easiest path. Easiest path in
Go ahead.
the postseason.
Sorry, I turned it down.
Nah, it's cool. That band need to keep it down. Nah.
Oh damn! Did you freeze? Looks like you froze.
No, well, I'm good. I'm good.
Did you freeze?
No, I'm good. I can see everything.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I put on the music. I turned it down for you.
Oh, no, I'm good. I was gonna talk to you about the trash Celtics for a little bit.
I mean, they it's not like it's been a hard road to the finals for them. It's pretty much been a bit lighter with all those injuries piling up on their opponent's side. So it's true, you can't trust them too much just yet. At least I feel that way.
For sure, they were the easiest path. Like I was saying, every team they've played, they had their star players hurt. Yeah, KP's out for the Celtics, but it really doesn't mean much. They still have JB, Tatum, Derek White, Horford, Holiday on defense, making those clutch plays. They are favorites to, win the whole thing, but they really haven't been tested this postseason.
Yeah.
So you really don't know if they're going to be at that level to beat Dallas. Even though Dallas hasn't won yet, it's probably going to happen. I would like for Dallas to win tonight. That way we can get some rest, because if it goes even longer, final start June 6th, they're have really not much rest time. The games are going to start right away.
Yep.
So, yeah. Usually there's always a week after that they rest.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, there isn't. It's unfortunate on the Mavericks' behalf. I really thought they were going to end up taking that and extending that series, or not extending that series, but sweeping them in that series, just with the way they had been playing, and they were able to close out all those close games. It's unfortunate that they couldn't, but I'm loving what I see by the Wolves. Like you said, the Boston is essentially going to meet the Mavericks, who had a close series as well, and they failed to close it in 4, unfortunately, losing by 5. The Wolves refused to go down without a fight, and like I said, I'm loving it. They need to show up and prove this run isn't a fluke. They need to show that they're here to stay, and they will be back next year, not only better but more mature. Minnesota has been in the postseason, I believe it's 4 times in the last 6 seasons, but couldn't get past the first series. And not only did they pass that hump this time, but the Timberwolves put away the defending champs in the second round. This is the most successful postseason they've had since KG in 2024. And I don't know, can Minnesota maintain the momentum at home tonight and make it a series?
My guess is no. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Dallas is going to capitalize that they just have one game to go. They're going to make it to the finals. They had the game last time. Luka almost had some magic at the end, bringing it back, but he did miss a crucial free throw, which cost him the game at the end of the day. I don't know if the Wolves can keep up that consistency. They are a young team, and there's a lot of pressure on them. Karl-Anthony Towns did make some clutch shots. Can he do it again? We'll see what happens. He has been shooting pretty bad from the three-point line in the past couple games, and he miraculously had a good game last time, but I don't know if we can have a repeat performance that he did. Edwards does have to come in again and show them why he's the best player on that team. Because Dallas is going to go in for the kill this time. I think even with injuries as lively, they still have a lot of playmakers and a lot of paint people to get the job done. Doncic, I know he wants to redeem himself as well. So I see Dallas putting it away tonight. I don't know if it's gonna be a blowout or not. You never know what's gonna happen between these two teams.
I don't know, man. I really think the Timberwolves are gonna win another one at home. It's a great possibility, just being at home, nonetheless, and then going in there with all that momentum. I noticed how Cat and Ant were playing the other night, and they just been having fun. You could tell they're having fun. They got huge smiles on their faces, and it seems when they're in that mode that they're not, I wouldn't say unstoppable, but they're gonna give Dallas a run for their money in that sense, because it's just, that's how they are. They go out there when they have fun and leave it all out there. They're usually the winners, and I think it's going to end up happening again tonight, so they could give the home crowd at least one conference finals win at home. I don't know, though. Like you said, they got to both be firing on all cylinders. As for the Mavericks, it's either Kyrie or Luka that has to be firing on all cylinders. It doesn't have to be both, because we've seen that. It doesn't have to be both. And
that's true.
That's going to be hard for Minnesota to get past them like that. Rookie center Derek Lively missed game 4 with neck sprain due to an inadvertent knee to the head, and has now been upgraded to questionable for today's game, so we might see him. Luka, on the other hand, is also questionable with a right knee sprain and lingering soreness, but he's been pretty much questionable for so many games this postseason and still played. So we're going to have to see what happens when the Timberwolves and Mavericks play tonight at 7:30 Central.
Be there. I'll be there. Square. I'll be there. It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great game. They've put on some amazing games this series. Even though that the Timberwolves have been down, it's been just close, down to the wire constantly, and it's exciting to watch. Unfortunately, it may be coming to an end today, but not for the NHL conference finals, as they've been a little bit closer, with both series tied at 2 apiece. Less than a minute into last night's game, Wyatt Johnson started the game right for the Dallas Stars with a snapshot goal, and Lindell added another 4 minutes later, trailing early. The Oilers weren't having any of that, netting 2 of their own near the end of the first. Edmonton did the same in the second with another 2, and put the cherry on top with one last goal in the third, for a total of 5 unanswered points as they defeated Dallas 5-2. They will be meeting again tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Central, and now the conference finals is tied.
I already told you it was going to happen, right? There's overtime after overtime. It's just a lot of teams want the win so bad, so they got to play extra quarters or extra minutes just to get that win.
I love Rangers, when it gets like that, Panthers, though, overtime after overtime.
Yeah, it's exciting. I really, I don't look much into NHL, but I was looking at the game the other day, and it's just so fast-paced, and you never know what's going to happen. That goalie is just playing, like, every single second he's looking at everything. Yeah. But I got my money on the Panthers, and I got my money on the Dallas Stars going to come back and get that too. So
it's funny because they both kind of. Yeah, it's definitely going to be exciting. It's funny, though, when you think about it, because both these series have turned out pretty much the same. The Stars lost the first one, won the next 2, and then lost the fourth one. And the same thing with the Panthers. They lost the first one, won the next 2, and lost the third one. So now they're tied as well, and the Panthers meet the Rangers tonight for the series tiebreaker. Florida faced, like I said, a similar fate, and only to have what was the perfect scenario, I would say, play out in their third straight overtime of the series as NHL power play goal leader Sam Reinhart smacked in the game-winning goal on a power play alone in the slot, just a minute and 12 seconds into overtime. So that's what tied it up. They meet again tonight at 7 p.m. Central. I'm excited to see this one. All these games have been just down to the wire, overtime after overtime, like you said, and it's just an exciting time.
Definitely. Dallas is gonna win everything.
Let's hope so. Both of them. I don't know, dude. Honestly, when it comes to the Celtics, I don't know. Dallas might have their work cut out for them, though. But
I don't know, man.
It's kind of hard to say.
Man. But yeah,
if anybody could beat them, it's Dallas. Let's just say that. But from a sport where they like to throw fisticuffs onto a sport where they get paid to, the IBA body announced this week they will be offering prize money to those who obtain a medal at the Paris Olympics. They won't be organizing a boxing tournament after being stripped of recognition last year, but they are offering some nice incentives. The IBA will award gold medalists $100K and silver rakes in $50K, while bronze will get you $25K. This comes after World Athletics announcement in April stating 48 gold medalists in the Paris Olympics each will earn $50K. Silver and bronze will earn prize money in the 2028 Los Angeles Games. So it's nice to see that these athletes are finally getting paid, because a lot of them are just there to, get the work in. They don't get paid. The only way they get paid is usually through endorsements and things like that. So it's nice to see that they're actually getting paid for the Olympic Games.
I didn't know that, man. That's pretty cool. I feel like, this should have been happening a while back, but, that's good that it's going on finally. Like, especially in boxing, where most of the time it takes a while to get that money when you're a prize fighter. You have to have a certain name to yourself and reputation to begin with.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be getting money in the Olympics, that's great. I don't know if, other sports are going to follow through in the Olympics, but see if that goes down. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so the WBC had their own announcement this week regarding Terrence Crawford, as they made the decision to downgrade him to champion in recess. They said in a statement, quote, "The WBC Board of Governors has voted in favor to accept our proud WBC welterweight champion Terrence Crawford to be placed as champion in recess in the welterweight division," end quote. Crawford's last fight was in July, where he knocked out Earl Spence Jr. in dominant fashion to become the undisputed 147-pound champion. But it looked as though his time at 147 might be up, as Crawford is pursuing world titles in a higher weight class. Besides challenging Madrimov for the junior middleweight championship, Crawford has shown interest in going after undisputed 168-pound champ Canelo Alvarez. In the same statement, the WBC board said they, quote, "also voted in favor of officially sanctioning Crawford versus Madrimov as the final elimination bout for the mandatory position in the 154-pound weight division. Crawford will inform WBC which division he wishes to compete in after his August fight."
He's got to win this one. I mean, if he loses, then it's over. No more Canelo.
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn, one of the promoters, he's predicting Madrimov to KO Crawford on August 3rd, which I think is really ridiculous. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about, but I mean, it's his opinion. It's just the perils of jumping weight classes. I guess that's what he's going through. Crawford. Losing at 154 is a possibility, but it would also show that weight classes exist for a reason. But we've seen Canelo do the impossible and move up and win everywhere he's gone. But it looks like Crawford might be running out of time. It seems like he's in a mad rush to just go up and up and up. It looks like the older he gets, the more chances he has of not really being successful at pulling this off. So I really think that he had a slight layoff fighting Spence. I think he's healthy, conditioned, and he's ready to take on this, monumentous challenge that he set up before himself, fighting Madrimov and then eventually going to 168 to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
I don't think Canelo is going to go down to fight Crawford. So, yeah, we only have probably one choice, and that's Crawford to go up. But
Yeah.
I feel like Crawford has a big chance of beating Canelo. I think it's going to be a great fight if that ever happens. We'll probably talk about it later. Right now, we'll focus on Crawford versus Madrimov, and I don't see anything that would have Crawford losing, but there is a puncher's chance and weight classes and stuff like that. But I think Crawford wins this easily, pretty much, and continues that journey to get that 3-belt status, division undisputed. So,
I wouldn't call it easy. I think it's going to be a good fight. Crawford is probably going to win. Going to end up outpointing him, or maybe even a knockout. Who knows? Crawford has that power, so we'll see what happens. But speaking of WBC and Spence, Fundora and Earl Spence Jr. have agreed to a deal for the junior middleweight title fight in October in Dallas. Fundora will defend his WBO and WBC titles. PBC hopes to stage the event on Prime Video pay-per-view at AT&T Stadium if the finalized date coincides with the Cowboys' home schedule. Spence will make his 154 debut shortly after Crawford makes his, so we could also see a rematch in the near future.
I mean, it's a possibility, but do you really want to see that after the first match? I mean, I don't know if that's going to be any different than when they fought the first time around. I do understand Spence.
You know how they like to do it.
Yeah, it is a moneymaker though, to see them fight again. But this might be a farewell fight for for Spence as well. Excuse me. So he's just coming off a devastating loss to Crawford, and now he's fighting Honduras, an up-and-coming hungry fighter. That's no joke, actually. Spence loses this one. I think he's got to hang it up. I don't know if he'll have it in him to continue even if he loses this fight. If he wins, I think the way he wins also determines a lot. The way he wins will determine if he's going to keep going or not. I think he should retire with a win. If anything, I mean, I don't see him beating Crawford, even if he had a full fight camp and looked the greatest ever. I don't think he could beat Crawford. I just don't think it's gonna happen. But we'll see.
I'm sure it's gonna happen eventually. Especially with both of them moving up weight classes, they're gonna meet again. It's inevitable. I don't think he'll move up weight classes fast enough to avoid that matchup. But
yeah,
I mean, I'm excited to see what's going on. We'll go on to this Saturday's fight. Deontay Wilder fights against Zhang, in which could be his quote-unquote last dance, as he put it in April. Wilder lost 3 of his last 4, 2 of which were KOs against Tyson Fury. This bout could be his last shot to redeem himself after being dominated in a one-sided unanimous decision loss to Joseph Parker in December.
Oh my God, that fight was so terrible, man. I forgot all about that fight, dude. Wilder, man, you needed. I hope he got better, evolved, adapted. I don't know what he got to do, Wilder, but apparently, these heavyweight boxers, they know how to beat you now. But I think what's happened more that's that we need to look into that's better than what was before. Wilder was saying the savagery. He's saying that the Bronze Bomber is back. He's saying that he was at peace, but he was at too much peace, and he's in war and peace doesn't mix. And
I was just about to bring that up. Good on you.
Yeah, he's he looks like he's in a different state of mind now. He's maybe got that killer instinct that made his career. I don't think we're gonna see a shell of his former self. I think we're gonna see the Bronze Bomber. And if that's the case, Zhang does have a work cut out for him. But Zhang is no pushover either. I've seen this guy box, and this guy is monstrous. He looks dangerous. I think he's an up-and-comer. If he puts away Wilder, he might have a shot at Joshua, or I don't know, put him against somebody in the top 10. He's that bad. Maybe Big Baby Davis. I think that's what his name is, or Anderson. Forget his name, but that guy's in the mix as well. It's a lot of exciting stuff going on heavyweight. But I know they're gonna be having some rematch. I forgot who's fighting. Who's fighting?
Yeah. Like you said, he says he's back. He did sound pretty confident going into this weekend, stating, quote, either you have it or you don't. And I'm the type of person, I have it. I don't have to be mad at you. I don't have to dig up anything that you said. I will never go anywhere. It's just tamed. But, that untamed side of himself is what many say was the more aggressive version, and saw him become the knockout artist. So, like you said, he has stated that he's been back. He also went on to say, whenever I was doing that, people were critical, saying he was too violent. The things he said were too violent. He was too much for boxing. He wasn't good for business. They said all this stuff, and as well as I know, and I would say anybody in the boxing community right now, is business is booming right now, and things are just starting to build up more and more, and he's part of that reason as well. So I would love to see that bronze bomber back, like you said, and I hope that is the case, and we do see him keep on going. It would be tough to lose a fighter like him. He's amazing. Had, of course, some losses, like many great fighters do. So
For sure.
It's not like it's anything new, but I'm excited to see him come back. I hope he's right and he is back completely, and he's no longer, just more that humble and like you were saying, So it's just gonna be a great fight. I think Wilder does have his work cut out for him, but he's gonna end up winning this one
for sure. But I don't think he's gonna win. But I hope he goes out on his shield and give us a show one more time.
Yeah. If he does, I hope he puts on a great show. Speaking of redemption, though, the Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk rematch was expected to take place. Dude, they sound crazy when they were loud. They were going crazy for him in that match. I was so excited.
Yeah,
that was a good one. But their rematch is expected to take place, or was expected to take place, October 12th. But Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority announced yesterday the rematch will now be on December 21st. Fury now looks towards regaining his championship after suffering his first loss of his professional career. And Usyk seeks to further cement his legacy with another victory over the Gypsy King after becoming the first unified heavyweight champ since Lennox Lewis.
Man, it's been a while since this happened in the heavyweight division. It was a spectacle. It was historical. It was once in a lifetime kind of thing, right? But let's do it again, right? So we're gonna see Usyk versus Fury one more time. Let's see how long it's gonna take for them to fight this time around.
Hopefully it doesn't keep getting pushed back again.
The way Fury adjusted, he could have won the fight. The way Usyk adjusted, he could have won the fight, which he did. But I'm just saying it can go either way. Is what the point I'm making right now.
Yeah, I get exactly what you mean.
Each time, Fury had the counters, Usyk had the backup. He took some shots where a lot of other boxers wouldn't be able to take. I think Usyk's chin played a big factor in that fight. He was able to take the punishment that Fury gave him throughout the mid of the fight. And he was able to weather that storm and just come out, adjust, get that game plan that got up to that victory. It's going to be a way different fight now, because I don't know if Usyk will be able to land those punches this time around, especially if Fury's going to be aware of just how much power he has, where the angles are going to be coming from, and the game plan. So at the end of the day...
Yeah, now he has experience with him, so yeah.
Yep. At the end of the day, it's going to be who has made the adjustment from the adjustment and who has the better game plan. I recommend Fury does not have his dad in the corner this time, because that guy was just making everything a mess. He was just yelling at
It's always
everyone.
the dads, isn't it?
So like he had two good coaches trying to tell Fury what to do, and then his dad's just yelling, "Use the jab. We're men. We use the jab." I'm like, dude, let the coaches coach Fury. Like he was just being just a nonsense over there. Just I don't know. So we'll see what happens this time
Seems
around.
to always be the dads. Even Haney's dad gets into everything.
Yeah, dude, like, man, come on. Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a fresh new fight. We don't know who's gonna win this one. Don't use anything from the first fight to determine what happens this time around, because it's a whole new fight.
And like you said, that was a monumental moment in boxing. You know, it's been since 1999 that boxing had a unified heavyweight champion with Lennox Lewis. So it's a huge accomplishment for Usyk. And I'm hoping to see him still win and retain in this one, because I really enjoy him a lot. And I don't know if Fury really has that many more years on him.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's getting old, you know. He's got to have this fight happen already before you know it's too late. So I guess I understand the quick turnaround for the second fight.
Yeah. So for some more returns, since we were talking about, you know, people returning to the ring, Nick Diaz is set to make his UFC return. He'll be entering the octagon for the first time since 2021 after struggling in a TKO loss to Lawler. Diaz admitted he wasn't excited to return to competition. Nick hadn't fought in 6 years before that bout, so now this makes it his second return attempt in August 3rd at UFC Fight Night in Abu Dhabi.
It's a Diaz brother. You know, everyone wants to see them fight, no matter you know when it happens, how it happens.
He's like 40 something now, no?
Yeah, I know he's up there. I'm not too sure.
That's crazy.
Age. I know before this fight was made, they were this close of having Nick Diaz versus GSP one more time, but I don't think they could have got it done. It might have happened, but they went with Vincent Luque instead, which is a great fighter against Nick. I just don't know if he's going to be enough to handle as far as his takedown attempts and his ground game. But I know Diaz is a renowned BJJ, you know, practitioner. He can, you know, go down with the best of them in the ground. But I don't know if that age is going to play any factor for that.
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's always great to have a Diaz brother, you know, be back in a UFC fight. The way he fought Lawler, though, he seemed like he wasn't at his full potential, or at least, you know, 100%. I hope this time he's better this time. I know he's been training a lot. He's been posting a lot of reels on his social medias where he's in the gym. I know he's always in shape, but I know maybe this time around he's in fighting shape.
Yeah.
So this time around it's going to be exciting to watch him just come back. People saying that it's just to get a money, but you know, this guy's already a millionaire. I don't think he really needs money. So we'll see what happens on the 3rd. A lot of exciting stuff coming in 2024, and this one's probably at the top of my list right now. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him back in the octagon. Hopefully he can answer back from, you know, that fight. It wasn't anything to write home about, unfortunately for him. But I'm excited to see him back, and let's see what happens, of course. From a return to an unfortunate sidelining, Jack Della Maddalena, sorry, that's a mouthful, will not get to compete in his hometown of Perth, Australia at UFC 305. Jack had complications with his arm surgery stemming from UFC 299, where he suffered that injury.
Mandela effect. That's what's going on right there.
For real, right?
Yeah.
Maddalena took to Instagram to reveal the issues he's been dealing with, saying, quote, Had surgery on my arm 1 week after 299. 10 days later, my wound began splitting, which was indication. I think he meant indication. He put indicative, or that doesn't go with that. But anyway,
the guy was hurt. The guy was hurt. The guy,
indicative of infection. Went in for surgery 2, as believed to be an infection present. Bone clean, plate replaced. Stayed in the hospital for 9 days on IV antibiotics. Then moved to oral antibiotics. Thought the infection was under control. The wound itself had a couple abscesses pop up over a 5-week period, which had been cut and drained, which had bacteria present. Unfortunately, this means I won't be competing at UFC 305 in Perth, which is a tough pill to swallow. At the moment, I am forced on recovery, ridding my body of infection and allowing the bone to mend. Planning to get my arm back to 100%, which, if all goes well, will be in 12 weeks' time. I am still motivated to compete before the year's end in a fight I believe is the toughest and makes the most sense. End quote.
We're talking about Jack, right? Jack, Mr. Jack.
Yeah.
Jack Mandela. I was trying to remember who he was, but now I remember that's the guy that beat Gilbert Burns, right? Like he came back. Oh yeah,
we talked about it like not that long ago, I think it was.
Yeah. He's already beat Kevin Holland, Gilbert Burns. He's up there, and it sucks to see him, have his little journey just put to a stop real quick. But I feel like he's gonna bounce back. He looks like he's ready, and he has the mindset, positivity, So I don't know who he should fight next. Probably, maybe give him Covington. Nah, I don't think Covington's gonna fight him. Not sure, but he has some fights under his belt where he can probably get a top 10 opponent now. He said he wants to fight the best and the strongest and the best and all that. We'll give him Michael Venom Page. I like to see that, or Stephen Thompson. Oh, by the way, Michael Venom Page does have a fight set up already. He's gonna fight Ian Gary next, and that's gonna be a barn burner right there. I'm a big MVP fan, so I think he's just gonna dominate the guy. But we'll see what happens.
Well, on from UFC to their sister company WWE, as we saw the King and Queen of the Ring on Saturday, as the Women's Tag Team Championship was defended in the kickoff show, where Bianca Belair and their titles against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. I thought this one was a pretty decent match for those two. It seems that Cargill is getting better as it goes on. She's growing. It's been, the right push for her. And since we're talking about pushes, I am going to get into Braun Breaker's push later, which I'm excited about. But what were you able to catch that match? I don't think you were. It's just the kickoff show, so.
I had to work at the time, but I was trying to look at it.
That's right.
I was trying to look at it on my phone, on the down low, but I didn't catch that fight, unfortunately. But I know I hear great things about the Jade Cargill push that's going on and everything like that. So from what I know, it's a good performance, going in the right direction. Obviously, Jade has a lot to learn still, but while she's in the ring with well trained WWE superstars, she's only going to get better, so that's good.
Yeah, so the next matchup was another women's matchup, which was kind of odd. They don't normally stack them up like that. It's normally women's, men, women's, or so, however have you. But they had Becky Lynch lose her championship to Liv Morgan. What did you think about that? I think this is perfect for Rhea's return, and I'm excited to see where they go with Rhea's return. Liv, I've never really been a fan of Liv, but she's starting to win me over this time. To be honest with you, she has some pretty nice little quips and comebacks. It's just her delivery is not so well.
What they're doing right now, which is, I think Triple H is doing a phenomenal job building up Liv Morgan. I used to not be a fan like you, but she's starting to grow on me a little bit. Just a little bit though. Just a little bit. I think sometimes you forget the fact that Becky's been doing this for so long that maybe she's the one that's been carrying the promos when Liv's been talking, and I think it's just the perfect match right now to see how good Morgan is right now, right? And when she won on in the Queen of the Ring, what was it, Saturday? When she won Saturday,
yeah,
was it Sunday? It was Sunday, right?
Saturday.
When she won, I think we got to see just how good she is as far as the outside stuff, besides in-ring performances, the psychological outside interference that Dom did. I think she played everything well. We weren't too sure if she was happy about how it happened, or even if she realized if Dom was the one that made everything happen. We saw Becky there sitting in the corner, like, damn, Dom, you really did this, right? Like, she was like, man. But she didn't seem upset. She just seemed like she didn't even know like what to think about it. She was just
like, damn, they just got one up on me.
Yeah.
So, I like what they're doing there with Dom and Liv. I was telling Ashley whenever we watched it, I was like, you see, Liv is looking at Dom right now, and she's telling him with her eyes, "I'm your mommy now."
Damn.
And
hey, don't argue with her, dude.
That ended up happening on Raw. At the end of Raw, Liv retained against Becky in a cage match in which Dom inadvertently helped again, and Liv gave him a huge smooch at the end.
Yeah, she began to push, but she pushed on Dom's lips that night too. And we'll see. It was just. It sucked that we didn't get to see it live on air because the timing was off or something like that. But everyone saw it on social media just a little bit after that, and it blew up. It might be one of the biggest storylines right now in WWE, which is really good. You don't have anyone that's big involved in this. You have these other superstars that are involved, and it's catching a lot of eyes. It's compelling. So yeah.
The next matchup was a three-way between Sami Zayn and Chad Gable, along with Big Bronson Reed. I told you before this one that I didn't get why Bronson Reed was in there, just thrown in there. I know he had attacked them and stuff like that, but I just felt it was unnecessary. But he did shine in this match, and as expected, Sami did retain and did it after, I think it was Bronson did something to Gable. I can't exactly recall, but it was exactly what I thought it would be. This was probably one of the matches I wasn't really that much of a fan. I enjoyed all the other matches, but this one was kind of like, it was all right to me.
Yeah, what mattered in this match was the aftermath, right? How does this build Otis, and how does this build Zayn's legacy, and is Bronson just done, right, pursuing the belt? A lot of questions were answered, but a lot of questions were created as well. Is Otis going to finally, break away from Gable?
And then they teased that in Raw, too, with him almost turning on Gable, as Sami Zayn was telling him, "What are you doing? Why don't you just leave this guy?" and all this other stuff. So they're really creating something with that whole Otis thing, and they're making him the baby face that he used to be.
It's a big investment, and it's working actually. Like, I really didn't care about a lot of the Intercontinental storylines, but this one is probably the best one we've seen in a while. No offense to Gunther,
behind Sami Zayn, like, big time.
Yeah, no offense to Gunther, but this is another level of storytelling. And besides the in-ring, the outside stories, there's a lot of people involved. The entirety of Alpha Academy, Bronson Reed, is Otis's push to face. Gabe might even get even worse. As a heel. It's pretty cool, pretty good.
I love Chad Gable as a heel now. I've always kind of liked him as a heel more than a face, even though I was a huge fan of what was it, American Alpha, was him and Jason Jordan. I was a fan then too, and
that was Kurt Angle. son, right?
Shoot, Gable's more of Kurt Angle's son. You hear how they keep on chanting "You suck" now to him.
Oh yeah,
It's just like Kurt, dude. I
That's
love it.
cool.
I'm enjoying it. But yeah, I'm loving his heel turn. I hope he gets his comeuppance later on down the road, gets a title, something at least, because this guy deserves it.
He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
The next two matchups were the King and Queen of the Ring. The Queen of the Ring was held by Nia Jax after she defeated Lyra Valkyria. This match was great. I think they both played to their strengths. Lyra had some great selling. Nia just plays an amazing heel. I've always loved Nia's heel, and it's just getting better and better. People don't necessarily like her, but character-wise, and she's grown a lot more than what she was when we first met her. And they were just like, oh, this is The Rock's cousin, like her, but I just like her as a heel. That's the only way she really truly flourishes, and I'm just excited to see her get her I guess quote unquote flowers in this one and becoming the women's champion. I hope she continues to dominate across the women's division and continue that heel run.
Yeah, I mean, initially when she came back, I was like, "Oh, cool, Nia," right? But she's been getting better every single time we see her. Whether it's in the ring, on the mic, her antics, everything has been developing.
Her facial expressions,
in a
everything,
way.
dude.
This run that she's putting together right now might be her best of all time. Like, she's clearly at the best of her, standards, and she's only getting better being the Queen of the Ring. She's getting that title shot because of winning that. And I'm looking forward to see what they're gonna do with her while she's cooking and everything. They still have a lot of Rhea and Liv going on, and she's just gonna be there, still getting better. And she's probably gonna get the title sooner rather than later. I don't see why they shouldn't give her the title. I think she'll do a great reign.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with that, especially like you said. Hopefully, she goes for a title, or even gets the title, because what is it, the women's? So she'd be going after Liv, no?
Yeah, she's gonna go after Liv. Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
On SummerSlam,
Yeah, I like how
whoever the champ of SummerSlam, she's gonna face. That's what.
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
true that, because they still have pay-per-views before that. I do like how they started implementing a championship match if you win King or Queen of the Ring now. But moving forward, we had Randy Orton versus Gunther, in which we expected Gunther to win, and he did. This one was just great. They made sure Randy was quote unquote injured before the match, the day before, and Gunther was just playing on that injury, playing the perfect heel. Randy had his short little comebacks. Gunther would shoot him down. It was just a perfect balance of a match, and I loved every minute of this one. Gunther, of course, I wanted him to win the King of the Ring. He had his whole little shtick at Monday Night Raw, and I loved it. I just didn't like the way he held that crown a little bit. He held it on the outside. Feel like he should do the Jerry the King Lawler thing and hold it on the inside and have it rest on his arm. Like, I just feel that gives it more of a royal look. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But who am I to say? But what did you think about this one?
Well, I knew that Gunther would probably win the match. I'm a Randy Orton fan first, but he's doing stuff with the bloodline right now. I don't think he's gonna be able to handle getting the title shot as well. But Gunther, he's just getting better and better and better. Like, he loses the Intercontinental title, and he's just still getting more accolades. And now he has a title shot at SummerSlam. It's only a matter of time. This guy is just, on another level right now, and he's proven why he is the King of the Ring. So I thought it was a great match. Orton, he just got some other stuff to do right now.
Yeah, he just got some side quests going on right
now. Yeah.
But the final matchup was actually, they did have Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul main event, which I saw a lot of people upset about this one. some being like, "Oh, you used to wrestle the best wrestler in the world in Kenny Omega, and now you're going up against Logan Paul." And let's just be real here: Logan Paul has a bigger draw than Kenny Omega. He has
No, he
more
doesn't.
followers.
No,
He
it
has
doesn't.
more people that notice what he does and will bring eyes to the product. Kenny Omega's not going to bring new eyes to AEW. Nobody knows him outside of AEW and New Japan, and just the hardcore wrestling marks like myself.
Whoa! I didn't know we're just while we're bashing Omega out of nowhere. What's going on right now, dude? I thought we were talking about
I'm just saying, Logan Paul does have a bigger draw than he does, and it didn't make sense to me that people were upset about Kenny Omega. He used to fight Kenny Omega, and they put on 7-star matches or whatever the hell.
Oh,
but
okay.
Anyways, I think this was a pretty decent match. I loved every minute of it. Logan Paul had a couple instances where he did still bring out the brass knuckles. His homie had him in the stands, and then later on he used them again. It was just all perfectly used. The mannerisms in which he held off when he put on those knuckles, stopped, let the camera get a shot. Everything just went together so well, and he was able to, really play the heel very well, which Logan Paul has done all his life pretty much.
Yeah, I guess I agree with you on that one. It was a good match. Cody got to do a move that was banned, and he did it because, he could do it. And
speaking of which, moves,
yeah.
I'm not a fan of the Crossroads three-peat thing that he be doing now. The whole, let me hit 3 Crossroads and then pin you. I feel like that diminishes your finisher. Do one and done.
Yeah, I know. He did it on Reigns. Now he's doing it on everybody.
Yeah, I think it looks bad for his finisher move, because if it was a finisher move, you'd be done with it in one hit.
Cody Cutter. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
But of course, Cody did retain. They both had a good little feud going on there, even though it was last minute. I enjoyed it. I don't think this pay-per-view was too bad. The only matchup I didn't really care for, like I said, was the Sami Zayn matchup, but it did everything that it needed to do. And with saying that, it's still a decent card. Moving forward, we did see on NXT Tuesday, Sexy Red showed up for Trick Willie. And not only did she show up, TNA wrestler showed up as well. TNA Knockouts champion Jordan Grace showed up at NXT to answer Roxanne Perez's challenge to see who's going to face her at NXT Battleground. And now Grace will also have a match next week on NXT, which I'm excited about. It seems that TNA and WWE are starting to work together, so I guess they have their own kind of Forbidden Door thing coming. I'm not too sure. Ooh. I know I do have PCO on my Facebook, and he had teased that there will be a former WWE star or even a current WWE star showing up at Slammiversary. So we'll have to wait and see who that is once Slammiversary hits, which will be in July. I'm excited to see what happens. It's nice to see that they're finally working with other companies and actually giving those companies the recognition they deserve, especially with TNA being it's pretty much their developmental. I mean, most of their big stars are former TNA stars. So I'm excited to see what goes down, if they're going to end up having more TNA wrestlers on WWE, because I would love to see Moose there.
Yeah, I'm going to say one thing about this. It's great we're seeing this crossover, but the only thing I want to see is AJ Styles going back in Slammiversary and getting that TNA title. That'd be something crazy right there.
That would be some good stuff right there. I didn't even think of that. Look at you. Damn.
Look at you.
Yeah, that would be awesome to see AJ Styles winning the TNA title one last time, because this is his last run. Or he says it's his last run. A lot of wrestlers do say that and end up coming back eventually. But I'm excited to see what happens there. On top of that, I'm really enjoying Bronson Reed. Braun Breaker's push now. They have him as like a monster push. As for those who don't know, Braun Breaker is the son of Rick Steiner and nephew of Scott Steiner, obviously. But he's getting a huge push. He's, wrecking shop in the back, telling Adam Pearce that, it's because he didn't put him in the King of the Ring match in the tournament, and it's all on him. He's been suspended, obviously storyline suspended, and he was also fined, so he's not there. He was not there on on Monday, but I'm excited to see him, veer his head while he's suspended again, because they're gonna end up doing that.
Yep. He's gonna come back and just wreck shop again or something like that. They're probably trying to make him like a refined, like Brock Lesnar type of thing, where he's just killing everybody.
I didn't even think of that. That is a good way to put it.
Yep.
I'm excited for his push, man. It's been great. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else. I know NXT Battleground is coming up, and Shayna Baszler is going to be going up against Lola Vice in an NXT Underground match, which is much like the Bloodsport matches, where there's no ropes or nothing, and they just fight there, which is perfectly fitting for Shayna Baszler, especially going back to the UFC Apex. So it's nice to see her, go back. Essentially,
and Lola
home.
Too. She's
so
MMA background as well. So that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I hope it's more of a shoot than it is a work. Kind of like Bloodsport is. We'll see what happens. Other than that, we did have some gaming news up. Sony's State of Play is actually today. It starts at 3 p.m. Pacific. And they're also releasing more on what they call Silent Hill Transmission. The last Silent Hill came out, the PT, the playable trailer on the PS4 back in the day that never got released. And they made that comeback with Short Message, which was a great game. It had a lot of kind of mind-bending moments. And I'm thinking Transmission is an addition to Short Message, or Short Message was like a demo, like the playable trailer was that never came out. I'm not too sure, but I'm excited to see what they end up doing there. Do make sure you catch the State of Play. You'll hear about all the new games coming out. I know they're talking about more VR titles. Obviously, we had teased the PS2 titles that are now hitting the PS5 store, and I'm sure they have a lot to release. They're going to show a lot of things, probably just video, I would assume, because last time they showed video of the Spider-Man 2 game at State of Play, and later at, I think it was Summer Game Fest, that's when they announced when it would be released. So we could see that again. We could see the announcement of a possible mobile device for Sony, as we teased that as well, because they're looking into getting in the mobile space again. It's a lot of things happening on the gaming industry, and there's all these announcements coming out. Nintendo has their own showcase that they'll be having soon. Xbox has theirs, and I think Xbox is this week as well, or weekend, something like that.
Yeah, Sony's gonna say about, I think, 14 games in about 30 minutes or so, talking about what PS5, PSVR 2. They're probably gonna talk about Wolverine. I mean, I know everyone's probably talking about it.
Yeah, everybody wants to see that.
Bungie finally has a new game coming out called Marathon.
I heard about that. I haven't seen any gameplay though.
Yeah, so it's gonna be exciting. They're gonna do it quick and probably focus more on probably Silent Hill, Death Stranding 2, maybe Final Fantasy. I always know that they have probably better shows than Xbox, in my opinion, but I like both of them. So.
But yeah. I like both. Can't be a console tribalist, as they would call us in the wrestling community. Whenever you like another company, tribalism. Apparently, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, because I mean, is it tribalism? It doesn't. I mean, is it tribalism whenever you're like, oh, I'm a Cowboys fan? Like, you're just a fan of that team. That's not tribalism.
Nah, yeah, you're right. Nah,
But anyways, moving forward. Oh, and if we are, talking about tribalism, MJF did show back up at AEW Double or Nothing. I don't know if you saw that. Unfortunately, he is not going to WWE.
Yeah, he took Triple H's jacket though. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
He ended up revealing a terrible tattoo too. I mean, we thought Cody's was bad. Yeah. I don't know if you saw this one. His little what do they call it? Poker chip. The little poker chip was like an oval.
I don't know.
It said bet on yourself with the AEW symbol on the inside.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
People are speculating he might not be able to go into WWE with that tattoo, but I doubt it. It's right at his ankle. He'll just get higher boots or socks.
Right. Quick fix.
Fix. But I don't think have anything on Switch for this one. But make sure you catch that State of Play from PlayStation. It'll be on YouTube. I did see the link for the new Silent Hill one. They were saying that it's going to take place today as well at 3. So that's going to be revealed today. But they'll also have more State of Play at 6, I think. Yeah, 6 p.m. Oh, no, that's Eastern time. So it is the same time as 3 Pacific. But do catch that. If you're an avid gamer and would like to see what's coming up, check that out. It's free on YouTube. It's not like you have to pay anything to see it now. Not like back in the day when you had to have G4 TV to watch E3 and stuff.
But, oh my God, that's bringing me back right there.
I miss E3. Good. That's unfortunate. That was always something I wanted to go to, and now it's no longer a thing, unfortunately. But do catch those. There's going to be a lot of gaming announcements coming out. A lot of sales going down too, especially with the State of Play. When they have the State of Play, they have a State of Play sale. So keep an eye out for some good titles on the PlayStation Store. And oh yeah, they did announce that Call of Duty 6 will be on Game Pass first day.
Oh my God, they're making another one. Oh my.
Yeah, what's Black Ops 6 will be, I don't know. They did change it up back when they did Advanced Warfare, when you could do those double jumps and crap.
I heard that they're bringing back round-based zombies, so that sounds fun. I think that's something I would actually. Yeah, that is a good one. I didn't know they got rid of them. When did they get rid of them? I don't know. There's so many Call of Duties, dude. Like
the last Black Ops I played, dude, was 3.
Yeah.
I'm trying to kill that silverback too.
Yeah.
But they're
Game Pass. You said, damn, they're already
day one. So it's not even like anybody's gonna have to. Well, anybody who has Game Pass is gonna have to buy the game. So I won't have to buy it. You won't have to buy it. We'll just. I don't know if I'll play it. We'll see. I have been playing that X Defiant a lot, and I'm enjoying it. It has some things that I don't like all the paywalls, but that's understandable with a free game. Yeah. You have all these paywalls, so they could still get paid. These developers didn't make this game for free, so I mean, they kind of made it for free.
I'll get on there in a little bit.
I'm down. I already unlocked DedSec.
What the heck is that? Damn.
The people from Watch Dogs 2. I unlocked DedSec and all the skins to that. I'm about to unlock the skins for Tom Clancy's Division with the Incinerator dude. Then I'll move on and unlock everything else.
Nah, yeah, sounds good. Maybe I'll get on it.
Yeah, let me know. I will still be doing a stream. I don't know if Mike's gonna be able to make it or how it's gonna go. I want to get that boxing stream out to you guys before it comes out on console. That way y'all get a nice little review, and I much rather review it in real time. That way you can see gameplay and everything. So if Mike can't make it, I might have Pat fill in and we'll stream it real quick. We'll just have to see what happens. I'll let everybody know, and I just want to thank you all for showing love and support all this time. And thank you all for tuning in. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Happy Friday Eve, everybody. It's Friday's almost here, and you know, your kids are almost out of school, so there's that. I know it's not too great, but
yeah, they remind them, huh? Yeah, they remind them. Damn.
But all right, everybody, have a great, wonderful weekend. We hope y'all stay safe out there.
Laters.